In the interconnected world of the internet, security is paramount. We build digital fortresses to protect our data and interactions. Yet lurking in the shadows is a particularly insidious threat known as Cross-Site Request Forgery, or CSRF. This vulnerability exploits the trust that websites place in their users, potentially leading to devastating consequences. CSRF attacks are often invisible to the untrained eye. They can hijack your authenticated sessions to perform actions without your knowledge or consent. Imagine a scenario where a malicious actor could use your own credentials to transfer funds, change your email address, or even delete your account, all without you ever realizing it until it's too late. This essay delves into the world of CSRF vulnerabilities. We'll break down the mechanics of this attack, explore its potential impact, and most importantly, equip you with the knowledge and tools to defend against it. By understanding how CSRF works, developers and security professionals can build more resilient systems and safeguard users from this pervasive threat. Cross-Site Request Forgery, or CSRF, is a type of web security vulnerability that tricks users into performing unwanted actions on a website they are already authenticated to. It leverages the trust that a website has in a user's browser, essentially hijacking their identity to execute malicious requests. Let's imagine a scenario. Suppose you are logged into your online banking platform. You leave your computer unattended for a few minutes, still logged in. Meanwhile, you stumble upon a seemingly harmless link on a social media platform and click on it. Unbeknownst to you, this link is crafted by a malicious actor. It contains a hidden request that instructs your bank's website to transfer funds from your account to the attackers. Because you are still logged into your bank's website, the browser automatically includes your authentication cookies with the request. The bank server, seeing these valid cookies, assumes the request is legitimate and processes the transfer. You become an unwitting accomplice in your own financial loss. This simple example illustrates the core principle of CSRF, exploiting the trust between a website and a user's browser. In the following sections, we'll delve deeper into the step-by-step process of how these attacks unfold and explore the various ways they can impact individuals and organizations. To truly grasp the danger of CSRF, it's crucial to understand the step-by-step process of how these attacks are carried out. Let's break down the anatomy of a typical CSRF attack. Step 1. The bait. The attacker's first move is to lure the victim to a malicious website or web page. This can be achieved through various means, such as phishing emails, enticing social media posts, or even compromised legitimate websites injected with malicious code. Step 2. The hidden request. The malicious website or page contains a hidden HTTP request. This request is designed to target a specific action on the vulnerable website where the victim is already authenticated. The request can be embedded within a variety of elements like images, links, or even auto-submitted forms. Step 3. The hijacked session. When the victim interacts with the malicious element, their browser automatically includes their authentication cookies, which are stored locally and sent with every request to the target website. The target website, recognizing these cookies, assumes the request is from the legitimate user. Step 4. The unintended action. The vulnerable website processes the request as if it came directly from the user. This allows the attacker to perform actions on the victim's behalf, such as changing account details, making purchases, or even transferring funds, all without the victim's knowledge. This sequence of events highlights the stealthy nature of CSRF. The entire attack happens behind the scenes, often leaving the victim oblivious until it's too late. Section 4. The high cost of vulnerability, real-world impacts. The consequences of successful CSRF attacks can be far-reaching, affecting both individuals and organizations. Let's examine some real-world scenarios that demonstrate the potential impact. As illustrated in our earlier example, CSRF can be exploited to manipulate financial transactions. Attackers can initiate unauthorized transfers, make online purchases, or even gain access to sensitive financial data. CSRF vulnerabilities can expose sensitive personal information. Attackers can exploit these flaws to change email addresses, passwords, or even gain access to confidential documents stored on vulnerable platforms. By exploiting CSRF, attackers can hijack user accounts and assume control over their online identities. This can have severe consequences, especially if the compromised account has administrative privileges or access to sensitive data. For businesses, CSRF attacks can lead to significant reputational damage. News of a security breach can erode customer trust, resulting in financial losses and long-term impact on brand image. These real-world examples underscore the importance of understanding and mitigating CSRF vulnerabilities. In the next sections, we will explore the various techniques and best practices that developers and security professionals can implement to protect against these threats. Section 5, Building Fortresses, CSRF Tokens as Shields. Protecting against CSRF attacks requires a multi-layered approach, and one of the most effective methods is the implementation of CSRF tokens. These tokens act as unique, unpredictable, and secret identifiers that are generated by the server side of a web application and transmitted to the client. Here's how CSRF tokens work. When a user requests a form or performs an action that changes state on a website, the server generates a unique CSRF token. The server then embeds this token into the HTML form as a hidden field or includes it as a custom HTTP header. Upon submission of the form, the server verifies the presence and validity of the CSRF token. If the token is missing or doesn't match the one stored on the server, the request is rejected. The beauty of CSRF tokens lies in their unpredictability. Since the attacker cannot guess or obtain the unique token generated for each session, they are unable to forge a valid request. This effectively thwarts CSRF attacks by ensuring that every request originated from a trusted source, the user's browser session.